Okay, this is a Ford van, an '06. Has the same issue with a lot of vans. Has rust problems. I didn't do a video at the beginning to show you the rust, but anyway, we bought this van. It's been converted. It's a camper van. Someone mounted 1x4s and just screwed them right into the top of the van. And of course they rusted holes and stuff like that. So that was 2 years ago. So the rust holes I took care of. I used a rust, I think it's called a rust converter. Is what, it's like it's this stuff right here. It's from Napa. This is a pint, like 23 bucks or so. So anyway, around this third light, I noticed when I got into it, it had some actually holes in it. Well, my plan was to resin it, like fiberglass resin, after I did the rust converter. And then, there goes UPS. Everybody knows that sound. And then fiberglass it with actual resin, like boat resin. Anyway, I decided, well, I know this stuff dries very, very hard, so I figured, hell, I'll just sink the fiberglass into it. Seems to work pretty well so far. I mean, this is just, I'm just trying this, and I figured that's why I made the video, because I'm trying something I haven't seen before, and I went with it. Again, this is rust proof, so that seems pretty simple fix, and I think it'll work. But this up here is what I'm really concerned with, and hopefully it works. I understand to pull the window out and do this the right way, or the right way is we pull the window out and replace metal and stuff. But anyway, this is I'll tap that in. I just did this. This from here, along here, about 3/4 inch up, is all just a hole. You can see there's kind of a gap in there right now, but that's what I did up here with the fiberglass. So I'll let this harden, and I'll put another coat or two, maybe seal that up. I'll probably add another strip of fiberglass. But yeah, I just wanted to make a video and show you if anybody else is thinking about doing this, and then, you know, as long as I keep the van, hopefully I'll do an update once we get this done in another year and see how, if it's whole again or what happened, if it leaks or not. Anyway, there you go. And now I will attempt to put a second layer on it. This stuff, and I'll try to put my camera like this. Hope this works. Putting it kind of thick, and I don't know if you can see this. I happened to go over on accident, but I kind of like it, so I think I'm gonna do that some more. The stuff flows, and I went over there too. Stuff flows really well, almost too well. And I understand, I believe that's why you're supposed to go in thin coats, but because of this stuff, because I'm going to do fiberglass, I will do relatively thick coat. So here's my piece, already pre-cut, and I have decided I'm going to lip over the window rubber. I feel pretty good about it. So it's bleeding through. You just kind of dab. I gotta be careful here. So I think, and yes, I know I'm not supposed to use it straight out of the can. You're supposed to put it in another container. keep from getting contaminated before you pour it. But it doesn't gotta be pretty, any of this stuff. And yeah, I'm not good at following directions, but I'm using it all today also, so yes, I will get it everywhere. And then what I will do for back over here, I'll let this set up for, I don't know, half hour so it doesn't flow, and then I will pull the tape while it's still kind of tacky, just so I don't end up making the tape part of it. I think that looks all right. Sometimes you just gotta stop messing with things. All right. And that's it for now. Okay, so it's been a couple days. I think I said earlier my plan was to take care of this as it so it wouldn't do this and pull this tape, but I got a call, and so I delayed for a few hours, and this is what I came back to. Of course, I pulled some tape already. You can see, and I kind of put it in thick because if you look down this, it headed pretty good. There's a lot of rust here. Well, there was rust, no holes. This is where the hole was. They're here. So I got this knife because I started carving. So when it's thick, let's see if this does it. It bubbles up. There's a good one. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but it bubbles up. So of course that'll just, water will get in there and hold the water, and that's not good. So I guess you can't go thick. I know you're supposed to go thin. Maybe I should have caulked it. It's like Sikaflex or something. So anyway, but this is kind of why I'm making this video, to learn from my mistakes. Carving this stuff off, if I can make it smooth, wouldn't be too bad. Maybe I'll rub some Sikaflex in there, or maybe just the window seal stuff itself, like what it's called. I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, they make a window sealant stuff. But in here, so this has 2 layers of fiberglass in it, and it's pretty good. But you can push on it, and I did overlap it on the windowsill. So yeah, that's where I'm at this point. I might take a flap wheel or just carve on it, I don't know, and get it down and then fill it with something. Maybe. So I went through and carved on this thing. I know where it came from. I think it came with the house when we got it. We moved in here a few years ago. This thing is awesome. It's so many cool cutting jobs. The flay knives are cool. So it really works great for so many little oddball cutting jobs like this. Yeah. All right, this is window weld from a friendly local parts store. Of course, as you can see, they didn't have the tip. I did get $5 off it though, because of that. So this is probably going to be pretty ugly, but the stuff pushes out pretty thick and nice. Is this the right thing to do? I don't know. Probably not. It's going to be ugly. Hopefully effective though, 'cause I don't care what it looks like. Tool I made. Let's see over here. There we go. Yeah, it's not horrible, not pretty. Don't think it'll leak for at least a while. And these right here will hang overhang, kind of as they are now, sort of. Put that all back together. Yeah. Hello. Rainy season. And bam. It's a month ahead of time already. So after you saw it, I put this window weld on it. This stuff. And I just masked it off and painted it white. So from a distance, it looks decent. It still looks horrible right here, all this stuff, but check this out. It's pretty stiff. There's a little bit of flex at the hole, but that's 2 layers of fiberglass and about 3 coats of rust inhibitor, rust-proof stuff. This stuff here. This is basically my main tools. To recap, I'm looking back on the video, I realized I didn't explain much because I wasn't really expecting to make a video. But this is my prepping tool, a wore-out flap wheel. And then I did clean it up with some grease and a max remover, like you would do for paint or something like that, so things stick really well. Yeah, and then for the holes, I used this rust proof, and I just sunk some fiberglass into it. I don't know if I can live with this. I think I can. It's pretty ugly, but it's pretty darn hard. I might just hit it with the flap wheel real quick and you know, paint her up a little bit just so she's not as ugly, but I kind of don't care. This is a rental vehicle, something I rent out. It's a camper van. It's in Hawaii. I don't know if there'd be an issue for freezing, but yeah, the fiberglass and rust inhibitor or converter laid over the original window gasket, and then I laid this as a nice big bead. Yeah, when somebody goes, hopefully this thing doesn't ever break, if somebody goes to replace this windshield, it's going to be pretty nasty, and you basically have to repeat the process. But you know, I don't plan on breaking the windshield. Yeah, and then you go back here. The other place had holes. You can see there's some fiberglass activity there. I think there's some there, but this is the third light. It was pretty corrosive and ugly all the way around when it was just bare metal. So what I did was I put the window weld again, just put a bead, and I just plunged this in there, screwed it down. So if that ever needs to be replaced, that's gonna be a bitch. I don't even know if it works. I did put new bulbs in it and check the wiring. But it was kind of in a hurry. That's why I'm continuing this video a month. It jumped a month ahead of time because I had to leave the island and go take care of things. And while I was gone, it did rent out, but everything's sealed now. Looks decent. I just rolled the top with some Rust-Oleum, what do you call it? Oil-based Rust-Oleum in a can. Again, don't care what it looks like. I'm more of a function over form kind of guy. As you can let's see, there was little rust all along this edge. But, you know, not too bad. I think, just for shitty giggles, I might go ahead and sand this, maybe hit it with the flap wheel. I don't know how it'll react because I know there is some kind of rubberish in there. Probably won't do good, but it may look better than it is. So I'll do I think that's about it. That might be a little bit better. All right, so I flat wheeled it and hit it with some paint. It's a little bit better. Not a whole lot better, but a little bit better. Looks, well, I only have to stand 9 feet away instead of 10 feet. And this is all I use, nothing special. Just basic white. It's the same white to me, pretty darn close. Of course it's semi gloss. I understand the matte's off, don't care again. And I'm colorblind, so again, don't care. Looks good to me. I think it's pretty solid. I'm satisfied with it enough to quit messing with it. I don't care for that little spot right there. I mean, if you really wanted to make it look pretty, you could bond with it, I suppose. But it's pointless at this point. It's sealed. It's good. Sell it. Rent it. Whatever. Thanks, guys.